The police have arrested so many people this year for robbery, but you see these 7 people, their robbery was well planned and well orchestrated. However, they still got nabbed by the police. Let me tell you about them. What happened? So, whilst we are all in this country doing back, going here and there to find something little to survive because, Africa is hard. The 7 people decided that no, they can't be living on the small coins. They wanted big money. So they came together, put their heads together. After all, 2 heads are better than 1. They put their heads together to come up with a plan to steal a tanker containing petrol to sell and make big money. Imagine selling a whole tanker of petrol. You can imagine the money you are going to make. So these 7 people, actually, one of them being a military personnel. Yes, one of them is a real soldier. So since he was a real soldier, he was able to get uniforms for some of the members of this gang to put on and look like real security personnel. So on the 6th of August 2025, it was the D-Day these 7 people were to carry out their big robbery plan. So around an area known as Tichamanti in Sohum in the eastern region of Ghana, on a particular street of that area, a tanker vehicle which contained 5,400 liters of petrol was moving on that particular street. Whilst the tanker was moving, a vehicle, a green pickup vehicle, drove ahead of the tanker and then stopped the tanker. So these 7 people came out of the pickup truck with some of them wearing the uniforms of security personnel. So the 2 people, a driver and mate inside the tanker vehicle, thought, well, these are security people. And as you know, when moving from one town or one region to another, there's always a police checkpoint or security checkpoint intermittently on the road. So they thought, since these people are wearing the uniforms of security personnel, they were to check the car. So when they came out, this particular people, the person who is the military personnel among this particular suspect, came out and then told the driver that they have been informed of a car that has been robbed, that has been seized by some group of people and was moving on this particular stretch. So they want to check. They asked the people to bring out all the documents to ensure that they are actually the right people to drive that vehicle. They are not like criminals or suspects. So the driver and the mates brought out all the documents, every paper, and they checked, and yes, it was them. However, they forcefully pulled them out of the vehicle and they took control of the tanker. The driver and the mate of the tanker were handcuffed and then put inside the trunk of the pickup and then drove away. 2 people among the 7 suspects also entered the tanker and drove the tanker in the opposite direction. So the tanker being driven by these 2 people, remember I said, contained about 5,400 liters of petrol. They were going to sell that particular petrol, and these 2 people, the driver and the mate, were also being sent in the pickup in the opposite direction. We don't know actually what they were going to do with them. So whilst they were driving the pickup containing the 2 people, the driver and mate, they had handcuffed and put in the truck. Whilst they were driving the pickup away, they went and actually met a real police checkpoint. At the police checkpoint, there were 2 police officers, a female police officer and then a male police officer were at the checkpoint. So they stopped the vehicle and were doing a check. Immediately, the 2 people who were handcuffed and thrown in the trunk, the driver and mate of the tanker, jumped out of the vehicle and started screaming to the officers that these people were armed robbers and had kidnapped them and then stolen their tanker and driven it the opposite direction. So this immediately, especially the military officer among them knew if he got arrested, he would be in a bigger trouble. So he took off. The others also followed and then they ran. However, the police was able to give them a very hot chase where they arrested one individual whose name is Christian Bote Bernard. After his arrest, further intelligence and investigations led the police to a place known as Asekwa Junction near Bonsu, where the tanker was discovered. with another tanker and then a fuel pump, and it is suspected that those suspects were going to transfer the content, the 5,400 liters of petrol from the one they stole into another one and then drive it off and then sell. However, the police were able to get to the Asekwa junction and then recover that particular tanker together with the other tanker and another Golf vehicle, and then they were able to also arrest the rest of the 6 suspects and then send them to the police station. So the names of the suspects include Shaibu Adam, Awini Ibrahim, Mark Abito, Christian Bote Bernard, Abdallah Ganiu, Barnabas Atega, and a 19-year-old boy whose name was Muniru Ayaba were the suspects who involved on the street robbery. They are currently in the custody of the police. They are to be arraigned before the court for a possible prosecution and conviction. I would come here again and give you an update. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Link in the bio. Just go to my bio, you see a link, tap on the link, it will take you to YouTube and you subscribe. Or you can simply go on YouTube and then search Redwanat, as you can see on the screen. Just write Redwan, add ADS, don't give space. You can see it. Thank you.